Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So I thought that today would be a good time already to share with you some of the herbal crafts and just some of the practices that I'm really looking forward to doing this autumn. And as the autumn time is slowly beginning here in the UK and the atmosphere is kind of shifting away from the summer, it's just a really beautiful time and it's getting me more and more excited for all the different crafts and just all the little preparations that I like to do during this time to help prepare my mind, my body and my home for the autumn and winter months ahead. So I thought that today I would just share some of these little ideas here with you, and maybe they will inspire some of you to try these things or just perhaps to try something new. And of course, if you have any other ideas to share, then please do share them in the comments below. But I feel like living here in the UK with our 4 seasons of the year, each being so very distinct and different from each other, I always find myself very excited and always looking forward to the change from season to season, as each one just brings something very new and very fresh. And so for me, my favorite changes have to be the change from winter into spring, where you can just see such a burst of new life and new hope and all the little tiny heads of flowers beginning to come up and little tiny plants, and it's just such a beautiful time. And the other time that I really love is the change from summer into autumn, with just the changes of colors from green into yellows and oranges and browns, and it's just such a special and beautiful time. And also you get the cool breeze slowly coming in as well. So this is just really one of my favorite times of the year and I'm very excited for it. And so yes, I thought that today I'll just share a couple of ideas, and if you have anything that you like to do during these autumn months or any kind of herbal preparations or things that you like to do, then please of course do share with us in the comments below, as I'm sure we would all like to have some ideas and all be inspired. So please do share down below as well. So the first thing that I'm looking forward to doing this autumn is actually just finalizing and finishing off my tinctures that I made in the summertime. So in the summer, I normally like to make some herbal tinctures and preparations to help me through the autumn and winter months and to help with things like colds and coughs and flu and stuff like that. So during the summer, I like to make a couple of different tinctures to help with that, and they do take time to macerate and take time to develop. So I like to make them way ahead before the autumn months arrive and kind of the change of weather begins. And so some of the ones that I like to make generally are things like plantain tincture. This is something that I talked about before. It's from a plant called plantain, and this kind of tincture can be just so useful for example, just gargling for a sore throat. It can really help with that. And then some other tinctures I like to make, for example, elderberry tincture, which is really helpful with any kinds of colds and coughs and flu. It's full of vitamin C and it just gives your immune system such a wonderful boost and help during that kind of time. And also something like a ginger tincture can prove to be very useful as well. Ginger is something that is so accessible, you can find it in any store, any supermarket, and it is really wonderful for any kind of stomach upsets, nausea, and it's also really great for soothing aching muscles. So if you're just sick and not feeling well and your body is all achy and just not feeling great, then ginger is something that can be really helpful with that. So things like this, little tinctures like this, I really like to make during the summer and just let them really sit and macerate for a good amount of time. Normally it's about 6 to 8 weeks, which is the recommended amount, and then they are ready to be used in the autumn and winter months when you may need them the most. So that is what I'm really looking forward to doing, is just having a look at some of my tinctures that I have, and some that maybe have been misplaced during our move and with everything going on. So I will have to come back to those and see what I have and try to reorganize all of that so it's ready for autumn and winter. So that is something that I am really looking forward to. Something else that I'm really looking forward to doing, and something I have already been doing during the summertime, is gathering and drying different plants and flowers. And this can be for the purpose of using them as a food, so for example with herbs, or you can dry different plants and flowers to use as a tea, so crafting your own tea blends, which is also really fun. And you can dry plants and flowers by simply laying them out, for example, on a baking tray, on a baking sheet. So that would be good for things like different petals, rose petals, maybe lavender, things like that, or something that is can fall apart a bit easier. So you can just lay them out really flat and they will most likely be dry in a space of a couple of days. And with things like herbs, like I've shown in previous videos, you can basically string them up and hang them from anywhere in your home and they will dry very easily. And so some things that I have been drying this summer, for example, have been things like rose and lavender, which I really love. They're some of my favorite herbs to use, and also things like plantain, which I already talked about, which is makes a really good tea for sore throats. So that's a really good one. And I've also been drying some elderflower, which has been growing wild during the summer, and so it is really good also for just a lovely calming tea, but it can also help with colds and flus quite well. And some other things I've been drying are just basic kitchen herbs like oregano, sage and thyme, which once again have been proven to help with colds and coughs and things like that, especially thyme. Thyme is really excellent for any kind of chest and cough situations. So yes, so that is something that I have been doing already, and so that goes into my next point of something else I'm really looking forward to doing is actually crafting my own tea blends this autumn. And I love to do that by just experimenting with the different herbs that I have at hand available and just mixing them up and seeing what works, what I like, what I prefer to my taste, and what goes well together. And normally it's just a case of lots of experimentation and seeing what works together. And I also do use my various herbal books, which help me to understand better which herbs actually go together and which herbs work well for what kind of situations you may have. And then you can have a better idea of how to help yourself in that situation and which herbs actually go very well together in both properties, medicinal properties and taste. So my books are really helpful with that. So if you also do get yourself some good herbal books, you will find a lot of information that can really help with that. So tea blending and crafting herbal teas is something that I really enjoy during the autumn and winter months as well, actually. And it's a really fun process. You can experiment and see which herbs just go well together and what you prefer. So those are my kind of 3 things that I'm really looking forward to doing this autumn and really looking forward to delving into much more. And it is a time where I often also just open up all my herbal books and get into that kind of more of that studying mode. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. And so yes, if you have any other ideas that you would like to share or any things that you like to do during the autumn, whether it be food related, maybe storing food or anything like that, or anything to do with herbs and herbalism and herbal crafts, then please do let us know down below in the comments. It's always so lovely to hear from all of you and to have all of your ideas. So please go ahead and don't be shy. And thank you so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed this little video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.